Hey there, curious minds. Welcome to another episode of I Wonder, the show where we explore the questions you've been wondering about. Today's question comes from Andrea. Andrea wants to know, why do we shake hands? What a great question. Shaking hands is something many of us do without even thinking, but it turns out there's a lot of history and meaning behind this simple gesture. From ancient rituals to modern traditions, let's explore why we shake hands and why it matters.
Wow. Hello.
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 Where did handshakes come from? The handshake has been around for thousands of years and has deep roots in history. Historians believe that it dates back to ancient times when people would extend their hands to show that they weren't holding any weapons. In ancient Greece, handshakes symbolized trust and respect, and they're often depicted in artwork. For example, some Greek carvings on stone stelae, such as those found near Athens, show individuals shaking hands, often in funerary scenes, as a gesture of mutual respect and connection. The Romans added their own twist to the handshake. Instead of clasping hands, they grasped each other's forearms. This wasn't just for show. It was a way to check for hidden weapons, ensuring that both parties came in peace. By the Middle Ages, the handshake had become a common way for knights to greet each other. A strong, firm handshake demonstrated mutual trust and respect, qualities that were highly valued in their code of conduct. So why do we shake hands today? In the modern world, handshakes are no longer about checking for weapons, but they remain a universal gesture of connection and respect. Shaking hands can mean different things depending on the context. It might be a greeting, a way to seal a deal, or a way to congratulate someone. When you meet someone for the first time, a handshake creates an instant bond. It's like saying, I acknowledge you and I'm ready to connect. In professional settings, handshakes often set the tone for the interaction. A firm handshake is seen as a sign of confidence and trustworthiness, while a floppy one might leave a less favorable impression. What's some of the science behind handshakes? Handshakes aren't just social gestures. They also have psychological and biological effects. When you shake hands, your brain releases a hormone called oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone. This chemical helps foster trust and connection, making a handshake more than just a formality. Studies have shown that people perceive those who shake hands as more approachable and trustworthy. It's amazing how such a simple action can have such a big impact. Okay, so how do you give a good handshake? You want to leave a positive impression with your handshake?
Duh.
There are a few simple tips to keep in mind. First, look the person in the eyes as you shake hands. This shows confidence, helps establish trust. Next, give a firm grip. Not too weak, and definitely not a bone-crushing grip. A firm but not overwhelming handshake shows you're confident and engaged. Lastly, make sure your handshake feels sincere. A warm and genuine smile to go along with the handshake can really make all the difference. It's all about showing respect and kindness, and a good handshake is one way to do that. But do all cultures shake hands? No, not all cultures use handshakes, and in some cultures it might not even be appropriate. In Japan, bowing is the traditional way to show respect when you first meet someone. While in India, people often use namaste gesture, bringing their hands together in front of their chest. In some European countries, a handshake might be accompanied by a kiss on the cheek. Even within cultures that use handshakes, there are variations. If you're uncertain about what kind of handshake or welcome gesture to use, it's always good to do research before you interact with someone from a different culture. And don't hesitate to ask them questions. Now, what happened during the pandemic? During the COVID-19 pandemic, it temporarily changed how we greet each other. With concerns about health and safety, people turned to alternatives like elbow bumps, fist bumps, or just waving. While some predicted the handshake might disappear forever, it's clear that it has made a strong comeback in many places. This shows how deeply ingrained the handshake is in human culture as a way to connect and communicate. What about handshakes in sports? Handshakes aren't just for formal occasions, they're also a big part of sports culture. Professional athletes often develop unique handshake routines with their teammates, creating a fun and memorable way to celebrate their connection. Take Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, for example. He has a different handshake with several of his teammates, each tailored to their personality and bond. These routines aren't just about having fun, they build camaraderie and show the close relationships within the team. Here's some fun facts about handshakes. Handshakes have left their mark on history in surprising ways. In 1972, the handshake between US President Richard Nixon and the Chinese Premier Zhu Enlai became a powerful symbol of diplomacy during the Cold War. The handshake transcended words, representing a historic moment of connection between two nations. There are even competitions held for the world's longest handshake. Can you guess how long people have shaken hands for? In 2016, a duo shook hands for over 43 hours. And in 2021, over 72 hours. So to recap, why are handshakes important? Handshakes matter because they communicate so much without saying a word. They build trust, show respect, and signal a willingness to connect. Whether you're meeting someone new, sealing a business deal, or just saying hello, a handshake can start a relationship on the right note. And in today's digital world where so much communication happens through screens, the handshake remains a powerful, personal way to engage with others. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest gesture carries deep meanings. So, Andrea, why do we shake hands? It all started as a way to show trust and peace in ancient times, and over thousands of years, it evolved into a universal gesture of connection and respect. From checking for weapons in Roman times to building bonds on the sport field, handshakes continue to be a meaningful part of how we interact. Whether it's a formal handshake or a playful routine, this small act carries a big message. Thanks again, Andrea, for such a thoughtful question. And remember, if you have a question you're curious about, submit it on our website, iwonderpodcast.com, and we might just feature it in our next episode of I Wonder. Until next time, stay curious and keep wondering.